Okay, so when you think of Atlantic City, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Probably the boardwalk, the casinos, right? Underneath the surface, a really calculated evolution is taking place. And this isn't just another comeback story. This is about its future and a brand new, really ambitious plan to completely redefine it. In this explainer, we're going to look at the engine that's making it all happen.
This says everything you need to know about their whole philosophy. They're not trying to look back. They're not trying to rebuild something that's already been done. This is all about constant forward motion.
This isn't about nostalgia, it's about momentum. It's a perfect illustration of the shift in mindset. And here's a really crucial point. The people behind this are adamant that this is not a rebirth. It's not a rescue. The city isn't broken. This is an evolution. It's about taking a strong foundation and building something way more advanced right on top of it. The group making all this happen is Invest Atlantic City. It was co-founded by this whole ecosystem of partners.
It's that mindset, that drive to evolve, that's behind all their success.
It's not about erasing the past or forgetting history. It's about building on top of it to create something totally new. So what is Invest Atlantic City? You know, when you picture Atlantic City, I bet this is what comes to mind, right? That classic boardwalk, those huge hotels. It's got history for sure. But let's be honest, it's also a city that's seen a ton of comeback plans. And look, that skepticism is totally understandable. The source material really nails it with this quote. It says, "Our Atlantic City has endured countless rescue attempts, false saviors, and fleeting renaissances." Wow, that really paints a picture, doesn't it? This is not another rescue mission coming in to save the day. This is about growing something from the ground up, something that's actually built to last. This is not just slapping a new label on an old, recycled plan. It's a totally new playbook for how you build a city's future. What is Invest Atlantic City? Well, think of it as a collaborative coalition. It's not one hero company riding in. It's a whole team of partners, all putting their resources, their money, their brainpower into one pot. And their goal isn't some big, flashy revolution that fizzles out. It's an evolution, a real, steady, powerful change. How are they actually going to do this? Well, the whole strategy rests on 3 industries that are going to drive this whole thing forward. First up, technology. And this forms the very foundation for everything else. The vision here is huge. They want to build what they're calling a smart city. That means a super robust cybersecurity backbone, using the latest AI to create a genuinely intelligent city. Think of it like a digital utility that everyone can tap into. Okay, pillar number 2. This one plays to Atlantic City's historic strengths, tourism and entertainment. But again, this is about thinking way beyond the casinos. It's about creating a constant buzz, events and experiences that make you want to be there. The goal is just nonstop energy all year long. And that brings us to the 3rd pillar, the one that really anchors everything in the local community, business and workforce development. The idea is to empower small businesses, the lifeblood of the city. The vision is to make AC the go-to place for workforce development for the whole state. That's a big deal. A plan is just a plan without the right people to make it happen. So who's actually behind all this? Driving that whole technology and smart city push? That's the RX5 Envision Center and the nonprofit US Heart Cares. These are the 2 organizations building that digital foundation for everything else. And the ones leading the charge on tourism and entertainment? That's Black Ink Creative Partners. They're the creative powerhouse behind all those cool events we were just talking about. And for business and workforce, the key player is the National Center for Local Business and Workforce Development. This is the nonprofit on the ground, making sure that local entrepreneurs get the support and resources they need to thrive. But here's the kicker. Those founding partners, they are not alone, not even close. The real secret sauce here is the sheer size of this coalition. We're not talking about 3 or 4 companies. We're talking about a massive, sprawling ecosystem of support. What does it all boil down to right now? What's the first step? Well, the first call to action is actually a really smart offer. A low-cost way to get involved, one that's designed for a quick return. Why? It's all about building trust and taking the uncertainty out of the equation from day one. And right in the middle of all that new energy, that tourism and entertainment pillar, is that one founding partner we keep mentioning.
All right, let's talk about the evolution of Black Ink. This is a company that has really, truly mastered the art of building these powerful, interconnected ecosystems. We're going to break down their journey, how they went from a creative agency to a serious leader in event production, and more importantly, how they created this incredible space where business, government, and super passionate fan communities all come together.
So here's their mission. At its heart, it's pretty straightforward, right? Helping the business community succeed and grow. But that little note in parentheses, just a little cooler. That's where the secret sauce is. It's that flash of personality, that confidence that tells you this is a company that gets it. They know how you do something is just as important as what you do.
So let's just start with a riddle. What on earth do government contracts, a massive drag expo, and a hot rod show have in common? I mean, at first glance, absolutely nothing, right? But stick with me, because you're about to see how one company brilliantly wove all of these threads into a single, really powerful business strategy. To understand this wild combination, we have to go back to the beginning. See, Black Ink's journey wasn't some straight line. It was really a masterclass in knowing when and how to pivot. Way back in 2013, Black Ink Creative Partners kicked off as a pretty standard creative and branding agency. Their focus was simple and straightforward: help other businesses build their brands. You know, nothing too unusual there. Yet. Okay, this is where their evolution really starts to pick up speed. In just 3 years, they pivot from general branding into the super complex world of government contracting. By 2018, they're co-producing events, and just a year later, they launched their own flagship brand, Procurement Con. Fast forward to 2025, and the transformation is complete. They're now Black Ink Events. That's a really rapid, focused shift.
And Procurement Con wasn't just another boring conference. It was a real solution to a real problem. For small businesses, government contracting is this crazy, complex maze. But Black Ink's vision went so far beyond just handing out information. They wanted to build a real community.
And they weren't just dipping their toes in the water here. They went straight to the top. They brought together the absolute heavy hitters of the industry. I mean, we're talking about major federal partners, like the Small Business Administration and the U.S. Department of Energy. When you have logos like that at your event, it gives you instant, undeniable credibility. They had totally cracked the code.
Now, if we look a little closer at that B2B pillar, you'll see that their flagship brand, Procurement Con, has grown into its own powerhouse. It's not just one event anymore. Now it includes 3 core annual events hitting the most critical topics for any business today: cybersecurity, grants and finance, and, of course, the original Procurement Con.
So they've mastered this really serious, buttoned-up world. The logical next step would be to expand into more corporate or government events, right? Well, that is not what they did. Not even close. They went from Procurement Con to this. The unbelievably gaudy Drag Expo. This image just perfectly captures the brilliant, almost jarring pivot from a niche business-to-business market to a vibrant, totally different consumer-facing one. It's a whole other universe.
And the diversity in their B2C portfolio is just incredible. I mean, you go from the vibrant electric energy of AlterCon, which celebrates all things alternative culture, all the way over to the mystery and fun of the Cryptid Expo for fans of, the strange and unknown. Black Ink just has this talent for creating these magnetic spaces where people can get together and just geek out over what they love. And the energy just keeps on going. Each and every one of these events is its own little world, a place where brands can connect with people over something they both genuinely love. That's the kind of authentic connection you just can't buy.
Here's the thing. Underneath all that apparent chaos is a very carefully constructed ecosystem. The real genius is figuring out how all these wildly different pieces actually fit together. Their whole strategy really rests on these 3 pillars. You have the B2B events, like Procurement Con, which are super high value and have capped attendance to make sure the networking is top-notch. Then you have the B2C events, which target these really specific, passionate consumer groups. And finally, the fundraiser events, which tap into community spirit and charitable audiences. And here it is, the ultimate goal that ties every single thing together, creating a single, unified ecosystem that is incredibly attractive to sponsors.
What does all this mean if you're a potential partner or a sponsor? It means Black Ink offers an unbelievably powerful opportunity. Partnering with them isn't just about getting your logo on a banner. It's about becoming a real part of a thriving ecosystem and connecting with your audience in a way that's actually meaningful and totally unforgettable.
Imagine your brand talking to C-suite executives one month and then a whole community of sci-fi fans the next. It's a strategic dream. And because these events are so hyper-focused, the audiences are incredibly motivated and excited to be there, which means your message hits so much harder. And you got to remember, Black Ink started out in marketing. They think like partners, not just planners. They design experiences that get real, lasting results.
Their own pitch deck puts it perfectly. Audience overlap is gold. So what does that actually mean? It means a single sponsor, let's say it's a bank, can write one check and get their brand in front of C-suite executives at a procurement conference, thousands of passionate fans at a pop culture event, and local families at a community fundraiser. It's maximum reach across totally different and often really hard to access audiences. They see themselves as marketers first. The events, they're just the platform. The real product they're selling is a powerful connection to a community, or more accurately, a collection of very different communities.
The opportunity is sitting right here, right now. It's a chance to build something truly legendary together.
And you know what the best part is? Getting started is so much easier than you might think. The absolute best way to begin a partnership journey with Black Ink is through their B2C events. It's the perfect way to dip your toes in, a low-risk, high-reward opportunity to connect with new, super enthusiastic audiences. It's how you build that foundation for a long-term, winning partnership.